Hi guys, happy Sunday with Satan. Alright, so back to the craft today. So, all about Cecil, or I like how the British say it better. It's Cecil Williamson. I can't even talk in a British accent. So, alright, so 3 years earlier, Cecil, obviously. He had decided to retire and sold the museum and its collection to a businessman called Graham King, who still runs it successfully today. I would love to visit that. That would be so incredible. Now, as well as knowing many folk witches, Williamson actually practiced as a cunning man himself. So, in 1974, he told the author of a book on the supernatural in Cornwall that he would not introduce him to a witch, as he would be introducing him to a lawbreaker and possibly a murderer. Williamson added that they had no scruples and would use their magical powers to kill if a client paid enough money. So we can see the fear aspect coming in there, which I think it's great. Now, in such death rituals, black instruments and bones from dead animals or humans were employed. Sometimes a small animal like a mouse, snake, or bird was sacrificed to the spirits by being starved to death, and its released life force was used to aid the spell. No thanks, I can't kill a mouse. I love mice. So, now in 1951, Williamson demonstrated how a death spell worked in an interview with Alan Andrews. So, in the Illustrated magazine, he had been consulted by a woman who believed she was being ill-wished by a former friend. Now, Williamson made a puppet representing the alleged witch using clay from a riverbed. Very interesting. You can find this on YouTube too, and he shows you how to use a puppet in sympathetic magic. He collected saltwater worms for the witch's entrails, pine gum for blood, ivy berries from a churchyard for eyes, and quartz pebbles from a cliff for the teeth and bones. He then burnt the bodies of 3 toads, a pregnant rat, and a black cockerel, and mixed the ashes into the clay. Wow. Now, the puppet was then symbolically, it had life breathed into it through a straw, and it was consecrated by the elements of earth, air, fire, and water. Now, finally, glass splinters were then thrust into the image. It was wrapped in a shroud and sent to the person who believed she had been cursed. Now, Williamson told her to bury it in a shallow grave near the witch's house, light a fire over it, and then recite a counterspell he had composed. So yeah, that's very, very typical. I mean, you see that everywhere. You read about it, and I mean, that's something that you will always find in the witch documentaries and yeah, all that stuff. So it's pretty interesting, though. Still, the history of this is incredible. Alright, so this would stop the witch's power, and the curse would fail. Now, evidence of these activities of another 20th century cunning man and his links with organized traditional witchcraft were exposed in 1945 when a 74-year-old farm laborer had hedger called Charles Walton was found murdered in a field in the slopes of Meon Hill in Warwickshire. Alright, now this is where the black obsidian comes in, and this is really interesting. So you can get your black obsidian at mysticamber.com and use my name, RYANE, in all cap locks. Get 10% off. Alright, so now his throat and chest had been slashed in the form of a cross, and his body was pinned to the ground with his own hay fork. Now, in Scotland, your detectives were called in to help the local police investigate the case. They brought it to bear all hallmarks of a ritual killing. Now, while rumors were flying around among newspaper reporters that the old man had been the victim of a human sacrifice, despite the fact that because of his age, he was a very unlikely candidate for that role. So he was too old. No, he was too old. They didn't... yeah. I don't have much to say about that topic, but I'm against it, obviously. Now, the local area had a reputation for the practice of witchcraft, and this was linked with the nearby prehistoric stone circle called the Rollright Stones on the Oxfordshire-Warwickshire border. Now, in the reign of King Charles I, a woman from the village of Little Rollright was hanged in Oxford. She had confessed to attending the witches' Sabbath at the stones. Now, in local folk tradition, the circle was said to be a Danish king and his invading army who were transformed into standing stones by a local witch. Wouldn't that be amazing if we could actually do that stuff? I mean, transform people into stone? I would have an amazing garden of people. I really would. Now, this, I honestly would. That's just, I'm trying to think of all the people that would have stone made. I would have them guarding my driveways. That'd be hilarious. Wouldn't it be? I would laugh so hard. Now, this tradition of witchcraft being practiced in the area survived into modern times, and it was allegedly revived before the Second World War. Now, on May Eve of 1949, hidden observers watched by the light of a full moon as a group of cloaked figures led a man in a goat mask, chanted and danced around a monolith known as the King's Stone that stands outside the circle. Oh, if you can just envision that, how beautiful that would be. Would be. Reports of rituals involving animal sacrifices became so prevalent in the 1950s that special police patrols were organized at the site. The nearby village of Long Compton is supposed to have the oldest coven in England, unquote. And it had allegedly had links with Robert Cochrane and one of his correspondences. So the Oxfordshire cunning man and an herbalist, Norman Gills. I was hoping it would say Norman Bates, but it didn't. But anyways, during the 1940s, the the locals claim that the coven consisted of 3 men and 4 women, and they were survivors of a pre-1900 one that used to meet on Meon Hill. Now, Charles Walton had a reputation locally as a cunning man, and was a solitary character who, it was said, could communicate with birds and animals. I believe that. You can. Anybody can talk to birds and animals. Alright, now gossip said that he attended witch meets at the Rollrights as a young man and had psychic powers and possessed the evil eye, which he would use against anyone who upset him. When the police heard these rumors, they began to speculate that someone who feared his powers might have killed him. There were stories in the village about a cow dying and crops failing. So that's typical, very typical of that time period, though. In the 19th century, there had been a similar murder in the area when a young man killed an old woman. This is ridiculous, too, because he believed that she was a witch and had cursed him. Thank you, Christianity, for that. So, now one of the mysteries surrounding Walton's death was the apparent theft by a killer of an old pocket watch case from the dead man's money belt. Alright, so it was of no value, and inside it, Walton only kept a small, round, flat piece of glass. In fact, Cecil Williamson told this writer that this missing glass was the key to solving the murder. When he was living in Cotswolds in the 1950s, Williamson met a local man who said that he had some inside information on the Walton case. Now, he claimed that in 1939 or 1940, the old man was given this object on a loan for safekeeping while its owner was aboard on war duty. It was made of obsidian, and Walton called it his charm stone. So Charles Walton had been specifically to look after it by a coven that had set up in the 1930s in the Vale of Evesham. So Walton was chosen to be the keeper of the stone because the group valued the cunning man's powers as a horse whisperer, toad talker, and animal charmer. They regarded the stone as the key to the door between the worlds of here and hereafter, and used it for scrying when practicing the Enochian magic of Dr. John Dee. We have John Dee in there too, which I love. Alright, so now Walton was so impressed by the stone's powers that when the time came to return it, he refused. So this decision, Williamson's informed claim, was to lead to his violent death when the stone was finally recovered from his possession. All over a piece of stone. So, now in either 1943 or 1944, the Coven's mill leader was killed by enemy action. Two of the female members decided to carry on the group, but to do so, they needed the Power Stone. They approached Charles Walton, explained what had happened to the leader of the group, and politely asked for the return of his property. To their dismay and anger, the farm laborer refused to give it back. Wow. I can only imagine the quarreling. The woman kept badgering him, and in return Walton made excuses as to why he could not hand it over. Finally, in 1945, tempers began to fray, and the Coven lost patience with the stubborn old man. On the day of the murder, a witness told the police that they had seen two horse riders, a man and a woman, near the field where Walton's body was found. Williamson's informant claimed that these two riders were members of the magical group and had argued with Walton. Quote, in a moment of madness, unquote, they found with him for possession of the stone with tragic consequences. That's crazy. That's seriously crazy. All over an obsidian stone? My God, I don't even want to wear mine now. So, now in 1978, Williamson was told that the stone was still in magical use near Stratford upon Avon, and was owned by a person referred to as the Man in Black, the traditional witch name for somebody who controls several covens in the area. That is so interesting. Why would they kill him over a stone? Obviously, it was very, magical. Now, despite extensive investigations by the Warwickshire CID and Scotland Yard's murder squad, the killing of Charles Walton remained unsolved. So, some locals claimed that it had nothing to do with witchcraft. In fact, they claimed somebody who owed him a debt murdered him during a violent argument over money, which seems probably to be more likely than, over witchcraft, So, the killer had then tried to put the police off the trail by making Walton's death look ritualistic in nature. The identity of the person, who is now dead, I want to know who it is, was known locally, but the rule code of silence prevented villagers from informing on him to the police. Wow. So it is also true that many people lived in fear of the Cunning Man and his alleged powers and were not sorry to see him dead. Wow. So, that's the case of Charles Walton. That's weird. So, alright, sorry guys, I have to write this down where I'm at, or I'll forget. And then we'll never get this finished. Like ever. Alright, there we go. So how interesting, all over a piece of obsidian that he kept in a little pocket watch case. Very interesting. Very interesting. It was really interesting too yesterday. My mom showed me a few things that, were my grandpa's, and today's his birthday. It's really weird. Tomorrow's his funeral. And I noticed this ring, and I noticed a black stone in it. You guys know what Lucifer on the television series, I don't watch it anymore, I gave up on it, on Netflix, Lucifer with Tom Ellis, his ring that he wears looks identical to that, and it is black obsidian, so I was like, and it's a pinky ring, I'm like, yeah, so, reading this, taking notes and reading all of this about, Charles Walton, and the black obsidian stone in his little, thing, his case, his pocket watch case, that was pretty interesting. Really, really interesting. I was like, oh, there's black obsidian. I knew it. But anyways, who knows? Who knows what that means? But, alright, let's do coffee talk. It's been forever, I feel like. But yeah, it's just really wild. I was like, woo, there's Black Obsidian, I want it. But no, can't have it. Not mine. So, oh well. Alright. Okay, let's see here. Where is it? It's taking a while. I don't know what's going on with the internet around here lately. There we go. I think. I hope. Alright, where are my comments? There we go. If they ever want to load. Alright. Tina J. Hi, my love. How are you? Alright, you're awesome, Ryan. Please don't stop reading these fabulous nuggets of knowledge. Aww. My warm regards to your grandfather's passing. It's never easy, and I am sincerely sorry for your loss. Catching up on all your videos. Thank you. Aw, thank you, love. That is sweet. Thank you. I love these. I love these little series. They're amazing. Gustavo. Great hair day. Thank you, my brother. I try. Alright. Sheila Nagel. Hi. It's been forever. Haven't been on here in ages. My computer crapped out on me a few years ago. I just figured out that you can comment from the phone. Aw, hi. You can. I hope you're doing alright. I miss you. Alright, Lupe, we missed you too. I missed you guys. That was crazy. That was really crazy. Witchy boy, hi. So yeah, that was really crazy. Gustavo, my brother, Miss Lizzie, Spirit Files, Kitana 89. Hello. Careless. Smoky Shake. Hi, love. Let's see who else. I don't know. The comments come up on my phone, but they don't come up where I think that they should be. Lisa's Life. Another really good pagan book. I'm not sure. The Devil's Devotional, something like that, by Gemma Gary. 13 Rites of the Craft. That's another good one. That's another good one right there. Bitter Almonds. Hi. Hello. Alright, guys. Well, that is it. Who asked me about the EVPs and Ouija boards? So yeah, they're still what we do when we use the board. We don't, and nothing's in the board. Everything that we already talked to, everything that you pick up on an EVP is out here already. So for me, an EVP would be more dangerous because you are not in control. You can't control what's going to come through. You can't control and stay, alright, I'm going to stop. So it's like, alright, so once I shut down the session, it's done. It's over. I don't have bad experiences like people do with the Ouija. I've never had a mindset that, I was never told, oh, well, you're going to conjure the devil, you're going to get evil spirits, you're going to get possessed, if it goes through the numbers backwards and all that, forwards and, four corners, leave the planchette on the board, the spirits are going to come out of the board. Nothing is in the board besides what? Dust, and it's masonite and cardboard. Or wood. or stone or crystal or whatever they make them out of nowadays. There's like a billion different Ouija boards, but no. I honestly think that when you're going with your recorder, I think it's honestly more dangerous, because especially with paranormal investigators, they don't have any respect. But I mean, in terms of respect for the dead, I think that has to do a lot with what kind of with the protection that you have. So with me, I don't I do not believe any of the crap that everybody else does, that you can conjure Satan or whatever with the board. Now, in terms of a EVP, you don't have much control over what's coming through. So you got to go back, you got to listen, da 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 da. So you're getting more and it's pulled in more so than you would with the board. So with the board, you have a lot more. You have, for me, I have bouncers on my board. So my grandma, they will just boot out negative spirits or whatnot. But no, I don't think spirits can actually possess us, and I don't think I don't believe in all that stuff. I think it's ridiculous, unless you're a Christian scientist, or you're just a conspiracy theorist. But yeah, I don't think anything. Honestly, it's basically the whole entire same concept. The Ouija board, EVPs, the pendulum board, the pendulum, dowsing rods, all of it. Automatic writing, automatic drawing, automatic channeling, trance channeling. It's just all in your in your view. It's but still, I still think EVPs are more dangerous. I do, because you can't control it. You cannot control. People think, okay, well, I can control this, and then people get addicted to EVPs, like the woman you've seen on TV. She was on, I don't know what episode of what kind of ghost story show. All these crappy ghost story shows, they all suck. So I don't know. I don't agree with that theory. I think, I honestly think that EVPs are, they could possibly, be more dangerous than a Ouija board, because I'm in more control of what I'm doing. So, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I don't trust EVPs, because it's just, you pick up so much stuff from all of these different, things, and you don't have any solid, concrete, messages coming from an EVP. Like, I get paragraphs from the Ouija board. With EVPs, you only get like bits and pieces, and you're not sure, you're unsure. Oh, maybe this is what they're saying. Maybe this is somebody. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't like EVPs. I just think it's it's new. I don't like to put technology into like Ouija or spirit communication. I think it's kind of an insult to true mediums that actually do trance channel, mediumship, use the board, and do what we do. I don't think it's I think it's a slap in the face to a lot of us to introduce modern electronics. A lot of people will disagree with me, but I just think it's a slap in the face to people that actually practice a religion that has mediumistic or spiritualistic practices. So yeah, like ghost hunters, I think are very offensive. I find that to be very offensive when they go and they ghost hunt. I think that they are basically slapping all of us in the face that actually do have spiritualist practices in their religion or faith or spirituality. So that's just me, though. But alright, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow, maybe. Not tomorrow's the funeral, so I doubt it, but I love you all. Thank you guys for all the wishes and everything. I love it. And yeah, you guys just mean the world to me, really. So thank you all for everything that you do, and your love and your support. I couldn't have asked for this much comfort and this much love. I never would have thought this would have happened with this channel, and it did. So I love you guys very much with all my heart. So I will see you all tomorrow. And all my love, of course, all the way from Venus, all the way back down. And I hope you guys have a great weekend, the rest of your week. Don't know what day it is. It's Sunday with Satan, obviously it's Sunday, so. But yeah, thank you guys so much for all of your support and love. And it helps me. I sleep better at night. I do, because of you guys. So, I love you all. And please be safe and stay healthy. And I will see you guys maybe tomorrow. So, I love you guys.